There was a great pride in New York of being an OCU kid, because this one particular show was a huge hit, had like 10 OCU kids in it, and when they needed to replace those 10 kids, they would call OCU and ask them to send up some tappers, which was pretty amazing. And then when I was doing The Light in the Piazza, there was so much talk about this Mrs. Birdwell, so many students saying, "Who's this Mrs. Birdwell?" That she came up. Florence Birdwell came up to New York and sold a master class, and all these people bought tickets to come to sing with Mrs. Birdwell. Adam Gettle, who wrote the music, actually arranged for that to happen, and it gave me great pride. You know, it made me feel like, hey, something's going on down there, and you should know about it. And now the school takes up what's called a showcase. They take their seniors up and they invite agents and casting directors to come. And now these kids are getting agents, and now these kids are getting out there and getting work. And now not so many people are saying, "Are there just cowboys and Indians out there?" Or, "What's out there? Is it just flat?" Yeah, it's flat, but there's lots of other things going on. So there's great pride in being from Oklahoma. There's definitely a great alumni group in OCU. And a couple of years after I graduated, there were a group of students, one of whom was in 42nd Street that I mentioned. And they get together, they have parties, they get together to watch sports, and also they do a spring break intensive where students from OCU can come up and take classes with people like me, master classes or dance classes or singing classes with people who are there living. So they can tell you a little bit about the experience. I moved there with my 3 best friends from here, and we're still in each other's lives every day. They were my bridesmaids in my wedding, and there are 4 of us, and we lived in our first apartments together. And one of them is playing the lead in Mary Poppins, one of them is in the New York City Rockette, and the other one is having a great kind of corporate career. But she was in 42nd Street. So we've all made our dreams come true, and we've all done it because we've supported each other. And hands down, I could not have been there without them. So that's what OCU gave me as well. Besides the craft, they gave me people. The most important reason to have things that show others what Oklahomans are doing is that we all need inspiration. We all need influence. I think we're all moved by somebody in our life or someone in our reach. For me, knowing the history of someone like, at close reach was like Kristen Chenoweth or Susan Powell, who was Miss America. Those people are in reach because they grew up right here where I grew up. There's nothing royal about them. There's nothing special as far as something I can't understand. They're not made of a different cloth. They're like me, and therefore I can. And so if you have a facility where someone, a child, an adult raising a child, or an adult who still has these dreams themselves can go and say, they did it, and she was raised three houses down from me. Or, she took from that woman right there at that school that's right 30-minute drive from here. That makes people believe they can do it. And it's education. And without education, none of us are going to go anywhere.